Hello friends, this is Coach Ty Bello with Team at Work. I wanted to share with you another thought I had the other day when I was working with a team and it seemed like the leaders were getting distracted. Are you ever distracted? Better yet, is your team ever distracted? One last question, are you ever distracted by your team? Well, I've got some ideas that I think will help you, some strategic, if you will, steps that you can take that I really believe will help you overcome some of the distractions, not all of them, but some of them. You know, after I left the Air Force, I joined a government and industrial company called Magnavox, and there we had the privilege of serving our country with contracts for electronic goods, products, and so forth. And in doing that, I became an electronic technician. Now, the indoctrination process, or today we call it the onboarding process, was pretty standard, except for one thing. When we left the indoctrination process, we were handed what they called an engineering notebook. And that engineering notebook was for us as technicians to carry every place we went to, every meeting we had, every encounter we had with other techs or engineers. Everything that we did was written inside of that book. It became kind of like our Bible going to church on Sunday mornings. But the impact that that had on me personally and others that were with me was anything that we needed, anything at all, was readily available inside of that. Questions were already answered, maybe at a previous meeting, and all we had to do was look them up. Now, some of us got a little overboard and we cataloged how we put things in there, but you know what? It really helped us understand to be able to where to find the right information. So, you know, over the past couple of years, I've been doing the same thing. I couldn't show you that engineering book because when I left there, we had to leave that with the company. But here's just a sample. This is about 4 or 5 years, almost 5 years, worth of my notes that I've been taking in various meetings that I have with clients of mine and people that I'm working with, I'm coaching and so forth. And so I use those to say that it's still doable and you keep them and you refer to them. What about you and your team? What can you do? Well, I think there's something that you could do rather inexpensively, and I think this will help you in any department inside of your organization. It's going to be a little bit of a memory crush for some of you folks, but remember these? Sure, the old composition notebooks. Now look, in wonderful different colors. Why not spend the whole $1 on these for each of your team members? That's it, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Dollar whatever in your neighborhood. For $1, you can get everybody on your team one of these. Then can you imagine if you ask them to take notes during your meetings in this instead of some other book that they might be able to tear pages out, and that way this became kind of their guide, their tutorial, if you will, on the day in and day out of work. What could that do to some of the distractions you're getting today with the questions when they're coming to your office about what was talked about, or maybe the emails? There might be a point of reference in one of these. So again, just another tool. So every meeting they attend, they have to bring the book. At the desk, they should have the book. Whatever they engage with other departments to talk about operational procedures, they should have the book. And there, I think you're going to find some solutions to some of the distractions. And I really would encourage you, share with them that you're doing this to prevent distractions for them as a team and for you as a leader. I think that's healthy to do. I want to give you one more tip. How often do your team members come to your office and ask you a question about something that they're working on? I hear this all the time, and it's quite often. I got a tip. Next time they come in with a question, ask them this question. What do you think we should do? Now, many of you have heard me speak before, and you know I readily offer that as a solution. And it is a solution. And here's what I've found over the years of doing this and saying that statement. It's going to take around 6 to 8 times before that person that comes into your office and brings you a problem, a question, a concern, or a thought. And by you saying to them, what do you think you should do? After about 6 or 8 times, they're going to come into your office. Maybe a few more times they're going to say, I know what you're going to ask me. You're going to ask me, what do I think I should do? Here's what I've come up with. They're going to start thinking differently. Now, at the beginning, what you're trying to do as a coach is to coach them through maybe a little bit of your thought process, how you would handle it, how you would look at it from your vantage point, which is then teaching them something. And again, guess what? If they've got the notebook, the book, they're able to write that down. What a great tool, possibly, right? Plus, you're giving them the tool of your thoughts as you're going through this. So now, after 6 or 8 times, we might have eliminated many of the distractions of them coming to our office, but ultimately, over a long course of time, we're able to eliminate a lot more of the distractions with the book. So I hope this has been a helpful tip. 2 different tips for you here today on how to eliminate some distractions. Now don't forget, go and like us on LinkedIn, please. We'd love to communicate with you there. Tons of videos, articles, etc. that I've been writing. And also, go to our website, www.teamatworkcoaching.com. Take a look at the Team at Work 90 Seconds or Less, or even our Coach's Corner. Get some more valuable information there. Thanks again. This is Coach Ty Bello. I look forward to speaking with you the next time.